Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Homestead to Homeschool. I am Mr. Dirt, and I am here with Just So Trish.
Hello, everybody.
Back again after, what, 3 weeks now, Trish?
Yeah, we took 2 weeks off.
We are to number 5 in our curriculum building for the new beginning family who has just started homeschooling. So if you guys have missed the previous episodes, I will put cards up in one of those corners. And on with number 5, though, for those of you guys who are here, how much does a curriculum have to cost?
I think this is a big one. A lot of people get into like, well, homeschool's going to cost so much money and I won't know what to even begin, the whole 9 yards. And it can cost as much or as little as you want. The big thing when I have big years, I've had years where I just want to go and buy a big curriculum. So it can cost as much or as little as you want to spend. The big thing is there's nothing for free. We talked about this. There's nothing for free.
Everything ends up costing you somehow, some way.
And I like to consider the 3 ways as time, money, and energy. So you can spend some money that will save you time and energy. You can spend some time and save you energy, and money. But something's going to cost you something. So you can find a great free curriculum. And I know a lot of families who do this where they'll just get an idea of where they're going for the year and they cover the internet finding free sources and they piece together their curriculum day by day. And I've always kind of run into, I just have no time or energy to handle that. And it's at that point, I would rather spend some money.
The research alone on that sounds like it would take weeks to build.
Yes. And I have, without going down this rabbit trail, there's a lot of amazing families that do the unschooling. And we've had a couple of comments that have talked about unschooling. And I was with some friends who are unschooling. And for those families that unschool, power to you. And what I found in my house was it was a constant Google search of the day. Because they would be into something and they'd want, and I wasn't ready to hand over a computer that says, go Google search whatever you want. I wasn't ready to give that. That meant I had to hold their hand. And it was more work chasing down the information and those free resources on their daily interest than it was just to say, no, we're going to learn this. If you want to learn that later, go ahead.
Yeah, I could only imagine the danger that a Google search, just leaving a kid on their own to search the internet, would be.
I will tell you, we're going to talk about her a little bit today. Lee Giles with the All-in-One Homeschool, also known as Easy Peasy, has a link within her program that is a child-safe internet searching that only brings child-appropriate things, and my children only use that.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right, so we're going to talk about some very budget-friendly curriculums that I personally know of, I've used, or I've checked into. I'm going to cover as much as I can, but I will tell you there is a big link that we're going to point to today, and that's going to be Jarmurrell. She is the encouraginghomeschoolmom.tv. She is on YouTube, and she runs a website called Free Homeschool Deals, Affording the Homeschool Life. And so there's one post that she has, it's called the free complete online homeschool curriculum list she did last May. And really, it's one of the most thorough lists that I have found yet for covering just what is free and what's out there. So I think the first thing we really need to tackle, do you want to bring it up?
So there is a program promised to you absolutely free, and you get a computer as an extra bonus. But like we've said in previous videos, there's never a hand that reaches out to give you something without another hand reaching to pull you back in for something.
So one, we are not attacking virtual school.
No.
By any means, we're not attacking virtual school. There are a lot of great merits. There's a wonderful families that are using it with just amazing results, and they enjoy their experience using it. The thing that has always stopped me from using it, and the thing that has caused a lot of people to leave this program, is the fact that you don't set the schedule, you don't set the pace, and you have no say in the content. And I know a lot of families that spend a lot of time and energy, plus a lot of tears, to keep pace with the program. So although it's free, and the reason it's free is you're actually then not even a homeschooler, you're kind of categorized as a charter school member, and there's state money that goes to that program.
So in short, what we're saying is there's no such thing as a free lunch.
And there's no
This
free curriculum.
Yeah, and this one in particular, we feel that it is the worst of all worlds. Again, you cannot pick the curriculum, you can't pick what to teach your child, and you are bound by their rules.
And you can't customize it either. So essentially, you've brought them home. The state's sending the money elsewhere, and you are on your own merit doing all the work for them. You just have the material. And you have to abide by their standards, by their testing, by their, all these things that can end up having a lot of effort on your part. And I know a lot of people who just leave it. It's too intense. It's too many different things. Instead of just going a simpler method to get the job done, it's done a little bit more difficult. And because of that, people have left it.
Yes.
And then there's others that are like, that's not a big deal. We got it done. There is a lot of wonderful curriculums that are inexpensive, that are free. There's some really great free curriculums. And of course, we're going to link Jarmel's website here that has them listed. One of my favorite ones is Easy Peasy. Easy Peasy came on board probably 6 years ago. It was very small at the time, and since then has grown. I think she has over 10,000 views a month just from the United States. She is used all over the world. Her and her husband are missionaries between Europe and the Mideast. They've been in Turkey. They've been, last I read, they were in Germany. So they're always moving, and it's a lot easier to get their kids' schooling done if all the information was on the internet. So she built these blogs, and she just started putting, 180 days of school is required. Here's your 180 days. What she found was all of a sudden people were using them. And she found people were going onto her blogs that she had made for her children and using them. And from it, it has blown into a full out curriculum. She has moms that are helping fill in the holes that she had. And she has created a pre-K through 12th grade curriculum that is entirely free. She has Facebook groups that help you work with each other. If you have a problem, you report a link. The whole 9 yards. There's no sign in, sign up. It is just literally a posted bulletin board with day 1, day 2, day 3. You go and access it and you can read it. Now, I like it. And it's free. I do find that it has some time and energy issues for me. One of them is just the answers are kind of there. The kids have to click through the curriculum, and you kind of have to chase down to make sure everything got done. And for me, that ends up being a problem. The other thing I like, though, that she is working on is actually creating her curriculum in book form. Right now, she only has the readers.
Okay.
And I have found that just to be so much user-friendly for my family compared. But now you're going to spend money. But for me, spending that money on that workbook is worth all the time and energy I'm saving. And there's other ones like Amble's Side Online. Another great one is the oldfashionededucation.com. And that one's a great website because it lists all your out-of-print books. So one of my favorite things to do is to take the Old Fashioned Education page and all the links to all those amazing books, and I actually print them out and bind them. But this is just rubber cement and 8.5 by 11 paper that I've done. So there's a lot of things. The other part too is definitely make sure to realize just because you spend the money doesn't mean it's going to give you time and energy. One of the big ones, there's a wonderful curriculum called Sunlight, and it's a lot of money. And Sunlight's a beautiful curriculum. It's a read out loud curriculum. It sucked the time and energy away. So you really need to be very mindful on what it's going to take from you. The money you're spending, is it going to give you the time and energy you need? Or if you don't have the money, the curriculum that you're going after, is it going to be in a good balance with the time and energy you have? So there's so many ways you can go. I've done, because the time and energy was at a minimum that I had available to me, I've used consumable textbooks that the textbook and the workbook was all one little thing. And I had 10 for each subject, and the children were doing everything inside of them. And at the time, that's all the time and energy I had available to me. You and I found one today that is nothing but flashcards.
Exactly.
It's a whole, you register in, and it's a flashcard academy. Again, it's talked about on that blog post. There is some money to put out that you don't typically think about with a lot of these free curriculums, and that is going to be printing paper.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you do a full online curriculum, as much as you want to, you're going to still find yourself printing paper. That kind of gets to being a big one. And if you have several children and you realize you're going to be printing a lot of paper or even printing books, you really want to be mindful of the ink and the toner that you're using.
I guess to summarize, you have to find your own unique balance as a parent. what you want to instruct your child, how you want it instructed, and how much it is going to cost you. That's ultimately what
we got the link down here that has a lot of different listings that are free curriculum for you to pick from. Remember, you can always hit up the used bookstores, curriculum sales, used curriculum sales, and you can find something that might not be consumable. And just by doing that, you can cut down and have a very minimal cost to homeschool. And when you have expensive years, remember, the typical private school tuition is somewhere between $5,000 to $10,000. So you're doing great. All right, HSLDA.
There we go. Defending the rights of dual enrolled students. Wow, this one sounds fun.
This one's actually being able to do post-secondary education while being in high school. So in high school, you could do the AP courses, or you could do dual enrollment courses through the community college to earn you college credit. So as a homeschooler, how do you do that? What it comes down to is HSLDA has kind of come through with plain English standard talk. So districts can't deny a student from enrolling at the community college. And it's nice in Florida, we can begin at age 14. I have a friend, one of my very first videos, it's a very rough video. We walk through how she gets her children into college at 14 years old. And so her 14-year-old, who is now 15, is taking a full 12 credit hour course load this semester, doing all her homeschooling via the community college, all online. So HSLDA has gone ahead and not really changed any rules, but has made it so that it's all available to everybody. And they'll fight for you to make sure that you can do this and get your college credits done.
All right, so on our next episode, we are looking at, I guess, our procrastination. I was getting really nervous because I had to start. Before that, I could have done better. I was procrastinating. Next time, just start. We're going to work on that. Until then, thanks, and we'll see you next week.